Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica.
I'm Ben.
Was the Wii built using someone else's technology? Say it ain't so, Nintendo. Come on, we've trusted you. Yes, while the Wii is dead and gone, a lawsuit related to its motion controls lives on, as Nintendo continues to defend the guts behind its super popular console.
But this time, it sounds like a jury agreed with the plaintiff, and they gave them some money too. The jury in Dallas, Texas awarded millions of dollars to a company who claimed its technology was used to make the Wiimotes.
The particular lawsuit we're talking about involves a company called iLife, which makes monitors to watch infants and the elderly. Obviously, none of that has anything to do with video games, but iLife claims that its accelerometer technology, which can detect things like someone falling down, could be used for other things. And iLife says that Nintendo used that tech to create the motion-sensing Wiimotes.
Interesting. That's significant because the controllers were basically the whole selling point of the Wii. They helped set off a motion-sensing craze that led to the Wii becoming super popular and selling over 100 million units.
And almost 4 years ago, iLife filed a giant lawsuit against Nintendo in the form of $144 million patent infringement case. iLife was initially seeking a royalty payment of $4 for each of the 36 million Wiis that were sold before the suit was filed.
Nintendo argued that iLife's patents were invalid because the written description wasn't specific enough to cover Nintendo's own use of the technology. But yesterday, a jury awarded iLife $10 million in damages, saying that Nintendo had, in fact, infringed on its tech.
Wow! In a statement to Glixel, Nintendo acknowledged the verdict but said it plans to appeal. It said that iLife's patent is related to detecting if a person has fallen down. It went on to say Nintendo disagrees with the decision, as Nintendo does not infringe iLife's patent and the patent is invalid. Nintendo looks forward to raising those issues with the district court and with the Court of Appeals.
For its part, the law firm representing iLife said, "Today's verdict is a result of our commitment to excellence and an outstanding team effort."
This is not the first time Nintendo has been sued over the Wii, which was released back in 2006 and was extremely popular. Remember when it was the hot console that nobody could get a hold of? Sound familiar?
Obviously, that kind of success is going to attract attention. And people have regularly sued Nintendo over the Wii, claiming it infringed on various patents. Some of those Nintendo won, some of those they settled with, and a couple of those they lost.
But Nintendo has been sued over other consoles too, and maybe its biggest loss came with a suit involving the 3DS. That involved a former Sony employee who held the patent for no glasses 3D screens. That case ended up with Nintendo originally being ordered to pay him $30 million in damages.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
That's yikesy.
However, since that ruling came when the 3DS wasn't profitable, it eventually changed to where Nintendo had to give him 1.82% of the wholesale price of each 3DS sold. That is a lot of money he probably made. And probably helped fuel the transition to the 2DS. They didn't give him any money on those because no 3D.
Oh. And more recently, Nintendo was sued over the Switch, with the complainant alleging that they own the patent for the system's detachable Joy-Con controllers. It was filed last month by GameVice, a mobile gaming accessory company, over their gaming tablet accessory, which is also called the GameVice.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
All right. And while the Wii lawsuit involves a console that's not in production anymore, the Switch lawsuit could be potentially a lot more troubling for Nintendo, considering that GameVice is pushing to stop the Switch from being sold altogether.
Whoa! These sorts of lawsuits are a cost of doing business these days to tech companies, and they aren't always thrown out. Apple, for instance, lost $600 million last year to an alleged patent troll, and just lost another $500 million this year to the University of Wisconsin over patent disputes.
Whew,
Get your patents in line, people. Jeez.
All right. Of course, iLife actually makes products and doesn't just sue people over its patents, so it's not fair to call them a patent troll. And while Nintendo usually comes out on top of these things, the 3DS case proves they're probably not completely invulnerable.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this all shakes out, but it just goes to show that, unlike consoles, patent infringement lawsuits can live practically forever. Nintendo has said it will appeal, so this will be tied up in the courts for a long time to come. If you thought game development cycles took a while, wait till you see the court system and its upcoming DLC.
What do you guys think about this judgment against the Wii? Did Nintendo screw up this time? Let us know in the comments.
I'm just so happy that Brian laughed at that joke. And for all of your Nintendo news, including who's suing them now, be sure to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the Know.
Some of those Nintendo won, some of those kind of just settled down. Or sorry, let me restart that. Some of those Nintendo won, some of those they settled with, and a couple of those just got lost in certain territories.
And more recently, Nintendo was sued over the Switch with the complainant.
While Nintendo usually comes out on top of it, let me redo that.